I'm not sure if you guys heard, there have been some coaching changes in the world of professional sports. Yesterday, Nick Saban retiring. Today, Bill Belichick and the Patriots parting ways after lots and lots of years together. So this translated to pro wrestling. Who in wrestling will never leave their current promotions?
That's good. That's good stuff, right? That's good stuff. That's a great question.
I honestly only feel like there's kind of a handful. Like I can see, especially when we're talking about AEW, WWE, because I think, people from TNA, people from, NWA would jump at the opportunity to join any one of those, two companies. So I'm just looking at the two. Won't leave the promotion. I think I started with AEW, and the only two names I kept coming back to were Darby and Mox. Like, okay. I think those two, just like Mox with the way he left, it seems like he's really happy with the way things are going in AEW. And, like, I just don't see Darby Allin's style working in WWE. Like, the second he does one of those suicide dives to Seth Rollins, Seth is going, no, man, like, what are we doing? Like, what?
On a house show. On a
stop. Yes, at a house show. Yes. What? No, we don't. You don't need to throw your shoulder into me that hard. What are you doing, man? So I don't see Darby necessarily working at WWE. So that's the reason I came up with those two for AEW. I don't see those guys going anywhere.
Vince would have loved Darby, though, just as a Mighty Mouse, just as an attraction. He would have loved. He would love. Now Triple H maybe not as much, but I think that Vince would have said, "Look at this little bastard! God damn, he's in the place." Then from there, oh my. Look at that! Oh, what a maneuver! He would have loved that guy's like. Well, if he's gonna hurt himself, I mean, because you know why? Because it took some convincing for even Mick Foley to come to WWE. You don't think that Vince saw that deathmatch nonsense and him, flying around in Continental and World Class? He saw Mick Foley and was like, and thought garbage wrestler, and then finally he'd be convinced, no, this guy can work. And it's like, all right, bring him in. As a matter of fact, the story is Jim Ross said, I'm going to bring in Mick Foley. And Vince told Jim Ross, he goes, you know what? I'm going to let you bring him in. I'm going to show you how wrestlers can break your heart.
Wow.
He said, I'll do that. I'll let you bring him in because I want you to learn the lesson of how wrestlers can break your heart. Mick Foley became world champion, Hall of Famer.
Whoops.
There you go. Yep.
So I would say AEW, I had a couple more. I agree with Darby and Mox. The other two I put on there, I feel like Hangman's one of those guys that's just sort of content and happy. Like, he could be a star in the WWE, but also you'd be like, I'm good just working once in a while. And the other guy, and talking about never working in the WWE, Eddie Kingston. Like, you can never trust him with a microphone. He doesn't have the Vince look. Like, I think he's an AEW lifer at this point.
That's a good point with Kingston. That's a very good point. Like, he can't be trusted. You cannot like run him out there on USA or wherever Raw ends up now with, all right, here's a live microphone, Eddie.
Right.
Here are your talking points. Here's what you have to hit. Like, no, he's not doing any of those things.
I would love to see footage of someone in the back giving him talking points for a promo, though, just to see that conversation.
Oh my God!
Stop listing these Japanese wrestlers. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Eddie. Yeah, but no, those are my heroes. I got to give them a shout out.
There's Samantha Irvin. Please welcome Eddie Kingston, and he runs down the ramp too fast for the camera to catch him. He pushes the camera aside. Yo, it hits the thing. I know I got to do this promo, right? I got to do this promo. I know I got 3 minutes. Don't wrap me up. In the back, they'd be like, oh, my God, What is wrong with this guy? That's not what we asked him to talk about. And I don't wrap me up, WWE. I know it's different out here. You guys are sports entertainment. But let me just tell you, I got this match, right? He's like doing his own thing. Could you imagine? They would
the first time he's referred to as a sports entertainer.
Oh my God. Could you imagine